Hey guys, and welcome back to the post-game of Pokémon Sun. Today we have a trio of terrifically trialsome trainers. I had a better idea of how the start of this episode was going to go, but apparently my brain and my map have not exchanged Discord details, so I'll have to set them up on Skype at some time. But we're going to bop around Alola and see what we can find here. Are you excited, Helldragon?
Well, I'm getting pretty excited. You know, these are some pretty good fights we're about to do. I'm going to swing on that when I have completed these various battles, because I could go for a swing any particular time.
Oh, it's our boy Guzma!
I do like how now that the game is over, he actually put like an X sign over the Team Skull logo. And if you look very close, we'll see it in a bit. But he's actually fixed his glasses. You know, one of them had like the little dip in the corner of the eye. It's now actually whole. It was unbanged. So I thought that was a pretty neat little touch, actually.
What's not a neat little touch, well, I suppose it is, but not a positive one, is history regarding Guzma. Yeah, his upbringing was slightly abusive, to say the least, and if you want further, evidence towards this fact, let's just examine these golf clubs. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Now, that's not the story of somebody's absolutely terrible golf game, which I will regale you with sometime in the future. No. Supposedly, what had happened is, as we can see, judging by the various things you can examine in Guzma's house, in that, he was a Pokemon trainer, he's good at his stuff, things like that, he knows the business, but, he was trying to do the trial challenge, it didn't quite work out, and he had a not-so-fun history at home, and supposedly, in a final violent confrontation with his father, he left the house and decided, you know what, fuck all you guys, I'm gonna make my own gang, and I'll have blackjack and hookers, and on second thought, forget all those other things, and that's how Team Skull came to be.
Basically, yeah. Helldragon has got it right. But left out the thing about Lucamine possibly taking advantage of Guzma, or maybe he just genuinely respected her. Actually, come to think of it, yeah, it was mentioned that Guzma thought that Lucamine was the only one who thought he was strong enough and whatnot, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, again, it ties back into the theme that this game has with family, in that, maybe his dad didn't think he was worth a damn. But Lucamine, who expressed that interest and sponsored Team Skull, I guess Guzma really did think that, hey, maybe this adult is somebody I can actually fucking trust. And, they mentioned that, and, I guess it's not really clear considering, Guzma's white hair and things like that, but supposedly he's supposed to be older than the protagonist. They don't quite narrow down on a particular age, but I guess he's, pinned in his 20s or something like that. Maybe it's a dye job, I don't know.
So his trophies back there, lots of bronzes, couple silvers, no golds.
Yeah, I certainly know that feeling. That's like my ranks in Overwatch right over there.
Don't try and relate to the kids by throwing down a more modern game. We're playing Pokemon, for fuck's sake.
Hey guys, did you know that Tracer is in fact gay? I'm totally in with it, dudes.
Oh, but I cannot play Overwatch anymore, for it goes against my headcanon.
Anyway,
yes.
We do have one final bit of business to settle with our boy of destruction down here at the beach, so let's take our bull and throw it in his face.
We should probably turn off the repellent, don't want to send him flying away,
I'm kind of surprised that Tauros himself wasn't repelled by the max repel you were wearing. I guess the lure the lure of free biscuits and tip money tends to help anybody kind of resist that, huh?
It's your boy Guzma, just standing here, doing fuck all.
This is a pretty good place to have a beatdown, I would think. Lots of nice open room, give the swimmers something to watch. Alright,
this is indeed the final battle with Guzma, and I wouldn't say it's the hardest fight, I still think it's the one in Ava Paradise. I'm just speaking from personal experience here, but he is pretty tough, and obviously his Pokemon are in the post-game level, so to speak, so I hope you're fully prepared and healed up.
What thoroughly disappoints me is that, look right there at his glasses, they actually have been fixed. What thoroughly disappoints me, though, is that now that he's not a part of Team Skull, obviously, his new title is just Pokemon Trainer, and they got rid of his awesome music for the generic battle stuff. I mean, I get it, I know he's not evil anymore and things like that, but I freaking love the Guzma battle theme, so it is an absolute shame that we don't get to hear it anymore.
Well, I'll make up for it, hopefully, with this. You are going to take down Guzma's ace in a single strike.
Ah, good, excellent. I mean, it is a fate befitting of me, the strongest member of your team. I'm just gonna throw that out there, being completely honest.
Well, if we're talking power levels, you probably rank in I would say dead set in the middle, really.
No, I probably have mentioned this before, but I love it when Toucannon does the Flying Z move, because he doesn't, yeah, he just doesn't fucking move at all. He looks completely stupid. I love it.
No, he just falls out of the sky, really, and lands on the other Pokemon.
He just falls down, his arms are folded like I give a fuck.
Oh, alright, Guzma, who are you going to send out next? Arian? Oh, Pinsir, okay.
Okay, he's up to 5 this time, and you know, you were mentioning that Aether Paradise Guzma was probably the hardest one. To be fair, at this point you have hindsight, and you can totally expect the Masquerain to come in, but he does add one particular interesting little dude to his team that I was pretty fond of myself.
You gotta watch out for this Pinsir here, because I believe he has a Rock-type move at the ready. Is that right, Helldragon?
Let's look him up really fast just to make absolutely sure, and if I recall correctly, Mold Breaker, that ability allows him to, I'm just gonna look it up really quick, let me just delay as much as I can, hopefully this works out pretty good in the end. It ignores the effects of abilities that could potentially affect the damage or effects of a move that its user executes. There you go. As for our Pinsir boy himself, he has Storm Throw, which is fighting, X-Scissor, which is bug, Guillotine, which is normal, and Stone Edge, which is a physical rock attack that is pretty good for covering his particular weaknesses.
Pretty nasty one as well, so do not send out a flying type against Pinsir, because he will probably outspeed you as well.
Of course, you killed him pretty fast back there, so we will not see Stone Edge in action, unless we just saw it on screen because I was too busy looking at the wiki.
Well, the perils of, you know, only having a single screen instead of a dual screen setup when doing LPs. Ah, well, come on, Sparks, it's time for you to do the business.
I mean, now that we know about Masquerain, all we pretty much have to do is hit it with a particular Snap of Thunder, and we're pretty much good to go on this particular guy.
One would hope so, yeah. Buzz. Right, what's going on there exactly? Oh my god!
Whoa! Well, it is a psychic type, so it's definitely weak to those bug type attacks. Bug Buzz, I'm sorry. It's hard to say considering my mouth. You know, it's a particularly strong bug type attack, so naturally I have it on a few guys on my team.
I think we're gonna have to have like a healing round or two here, Helldragon.
I'll just throw my horse in the way to kind of take the heat. I mean, he's pretty used to it. He's already accepted it by judging by his expression.
Did you notice how many full restores I had back there?
I certainly hope you don't bust those out later.
Well, you know, I basically won the lottery by helping the international police, so I thought I'd go out and splurge a little bit, you know, one can never have too many healing items.
Personally, I'm glad when you did all that Ultra Beast business, they didn't give you like $1 million Amazon gift card or something like that, because I hate giving gift cards, you know, it's just not something I personally like to do.
Alright, let's see if someone else can do the business. At least Dragon Slayer can get a free move in, thanks to his ability.
Yeah, throw my Pikachu, quote-unquote, in there.
Surprise! I was a sack the whole time!
I'm always a sack. A sad sack, if you will.
Ah, jeez. Alright, what we got here? Yeah, I'm gonna power up a little bit.
You know, I know we're supposed to be, like, having this kind of final battle with Guzma to kind of, you know, settle things, but I really would prefer to be, like, laying down on one of the chairs back there. Dragon Slayer, fucking fight him, I know, on a sippy drink while I'm doing this, you know?
I'll get you eventually, Masquerain. You are not walling this trainer.
I mean, you have your wrestling Pokemon out front. I just imagine you grabbing your body slamming. That's pretty much the end of the tale for good old Masquerain.
This is probably going to go down to the wire. Yeah, that's going to hit hard.
Now, can you squat as well as Guzma? Because let me tell you, after a while, my squatting ability has drastically increased thanks to all the exercise I do.
Your squatting ability has leveled up. Interesting. Okay with squats. I got powerful legs, you know, from being, you know, I'll just say it, obese for years and years and years.
Well, I know you're just making a joke at yourself, but legit, this is true. With obese people, their legs are stronger because they have to carry around that body weight. I should know, I used to be one of those people.
Oh yeah, can you still speak the language? That's important.
The language of the fat people? Is that what you're trying to... Doritos Mountain Dew!
Jesus. Couple of fucking stereotypes at this point.
I don't know, we're basically fighting a stereotype, might as well. Although Guzma has been pretty cool, I have to say, as like your quote-unquote gang member. You know, he's got some interesting stuff about him. I like the bug-type focus. He's a good character in this game.
This was a bit of a sloppy battle, as it were. Nowhere near as bad as when I took on Nanu back in the, what was it, the floating restaurant?
Oh, yeah, I remember that fight. Well, I mean, that was like last week, I think, when we recorded that.
At the time this goes up, it will have been last week, but at the time we record, it must have been like, I don't know, a couple of weeks since we recorded last.
I have a question. If Galiciopod is in the box, and it takes enough damage, where does it emergency exit to?
Helldragon, I don't think you understand what you're doing when you ask these questions. It forces me to activate my brain, think, come up with a possible joke, and then respond sarcastically.
Well, this is like our brain age, man. You know, train your brain in about 30 minutes a day. That's how this is supposed to work.
I honestly don't know. I just can't keep up with your surreal brand of comedy at this point.
Hey, man, you know, I've been doing this for a very long time. I'm kind of surprised you haven't found a few workarounds to my inane questioning by now.
Yeah, that's only really useful when I'm, like, about to die. Otherwise, stamina go now.
I have this vision of, like, Stallion taking, like, 10 Fell Singers, and he's just standing there with, like, pins sticking out of his face. He's like, what?
Yeah. Nice.
Yes, see? Scizor. Like, I did not expect him to bust out a Scizor, but Guzma instantly became my favorite boy when he busted out one of my absolute favorite bug-type Pokemon, man.
Does that make Trial 7 your favorite trial? Because there's a possibility of Sizzle turning up as an ally.
Well, I mean, Trial 7 has to do with dragons as well, and I've always been a dragon fan, as we can tell throughout all of this time. Yeah. So, I mean, I didn't know he was gonna pop up, but yeah, that'd be pretty cool, I gotta say. And I killed it pretty easily, so I don't hate it by proxy, because I suck.
All in all, not a bad send-off for, the living destruction that is Guzma. And thank God he didn't have a 6th Pokemon, because that may have gone down to the wire.
I don't know what his 6th Pokemon would be. He should take advice from me, because I actually constructed a list of, like, 6 Bug-type Pokemon I would use if I was a Bug-type trainer.
Which are?
Oh, shit. Give him a Heracross, why not? Because, you know, bug fighting, that's a pretty good coverage, I think. I will accept these terms.
A bean? Yes. This will do.
If those are jelly beans, that's, like, completely accurate to me in real life, because I absolutely love jelly beans. It's, like, my favorite candy.
Man, you went super congested for a second there. Are you still ill?
Just a little bit. I'm still kind of coughing up stuff here and there, but I'm mostly fine.
Okay, good.
No, don't worry. I sound like that normally in real life. Yeah, do not adjust your speakers. I am that terrible.
And yeah, the whole Guzma was, beaten up as a child. That kind of lends credence as to his self-deprecation issues. It's not meant to be a joke. It's pathological.
Oh, hey, Hala, good to see you taking time off from the Elite Four to come watch our random fight.
You got to get the suntan, just a kahuna on the way to the Laguna.
Laguna. Probably one of my favorite lines in this game, actually, just because it comes out of nowhere, and then the fucking Ultra Beast attack.
Guzma's still trying to front like he's not surprised, and probably a little bit excited that his old kahuna is here to see how he was doing.
Well, I mean, he's been doing this all this time. You know, old habits die hard. It's gonna take a while to kind of get Guzma down to a level where he can start to, again, respect his opponent's strength, which is what Hala is trying to instill into him.
Indeed.
Some weird Okami music playing in the background. I mean, I like Okami, I like this music, but still.
The sun rises and all that jazz.
Good shit, man.
You wanted to beat him soundly. That's still beating, but it sounds purer somehow.
Yeah, this is the nice PG-13 variant of, beating somebody down.
But I don't want to! Guzma number 1!
Well, he's a little good, I guess. I mean, he doesn't have my hair, but still. Yeah, Guzma, you gotta start doing all that emotional shit that I hate doing.
So, yes, I mean, it should be obvious, because, his home is on Many Island, but, he, I guess, worked under, like, Kahuna Hala back in the day. I was about to say served, but that doesn't sound right somehow.
I would think more of an apprentice kind of thing, yeah, and, even now, Hala's still trying to reach out to his long-lost pupil, as it were.
I like that. The adventure continues.
Like, I would legit want to see Guzma and Hala traveling together and doing shit. Now, if you're playing Pokemon Sun, Guzma does not show up again, unfortunately. In Moon, you can actually encounter him at the Battle Tree, and you can also fight alongside him at the Battle Tree. In Sun, I believe it's replaced by Plumera, which, I mean, it's good to see her doing shit, but at the same time, I would have liked to see Guzma, you know, bopping here and out. You know, maybe fight him again every so often. Wow, that's surprisingly deep for you, Guzma.
Well, I'm off to go beat more people up on the way to becoming good again. Smell you later.
Da 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 da. You know, it never learns, huh?
Alright, that's one trainer down. We've still got 2 more to go.
So you got like a little to-do list of people you're just gonna kick the shit out of in this part?
Yeah, I don't have to listen to Hala, so I can beat up as many people as I like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the champion of Alola, man. I basically saved us all from the evil mutant jellyfish. I pretty much have a license to go wherever the fuck I please.
Not just the mutant jellyfish, the JoJo-mon. There was that one that looked like Christmas lights. The little origami thing that looks like it came right out of a parallel universe version of Heavy Rain. Oh, and the fat monster who doesn't shit.
Ah, yes. Non-shitter. Our greatest threat of them all.
Thank you kindly. Our next destination is it's roughly around the battle tree. It's not actually in the battle tree, but it's in the area of the battle tree. You can probably guess, you know, who it is if you've been keeping up with the pre-release material and whatnot. And this one's interesting because it's actually multiple choice. Well, multiple as in more than one. You get a choice between 2 really famous trainers. Can you guess who we're fighting, Helldragon?
I could tell you now, because I've done this, but I mean, I don't know how long you want to lead the audience astray, even though they probably already know who you're talking about. We just gotta kill time till we actually get there, huh? Hey, Mina, how you doing?
I took out the trainers like, on the way down here because I thought it would be too long apart if I kept it all in. And you know, they're just regular fights. They're not famous trainers. They want to be famous. That's a difference.
But we will meet these famous trainers here, and if you are not ready, they will jump you out of nowhere. That still bugs me. I'm sorry. Why? Why would you want him? I mean, like, I guess he has some benefits, but if he has that one ability that makes him vulnerable to fire, I don't know, I'd watch out for that myself.
Trading speed for power.
That's true. I mean, Beware could certainly fulfill that regard.
Look at it. So massive. So tree-like.
Oh man, it gives me flashbacks to Dragon Quest Monsters. Oh, I wonder who these 2 people are!
Question mark, question mark, question mark, my favourite Pokemon trainer.
Yes, and I like how the other guy just kind of stares ahead. No, I don't think I'm part of this conversation.
Yes, of course, it is red and blue. This universe is red and blue. How about that?
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot we were dealing with multiple universes here and dimensions and D4C and all that shit. So, they definitely have taken a different path, if you will. But they're pretty much like the ones you normally expect. Blue is, well, he's Gary, and Red is as silent as ever, as he tended to be in Pokemon Gold and Silver, so we're not ruining anything here, guys.
Now, when I played Moon, I took on Blue, and I thought he was fairly easy, you know. He reminded me of his gym, you know, challenge in Gold, Silver, and Crystal. It may, in fact, have been the same team, I honestly can't remember. But for this playthrough, we're going with the OG. We're going with Red.
Yeah, that's what I did too. I'm sorry. I actually have experience fighting Red because I did that back in Pokemon Silver. I thought you had the opportunity to kind of go back and fight, you know, Gary, again on his own, but you're not really going to be able to do that unless you go into the battle tree. And I love how super Jotaro Red is looking in this particular timeline, you know what I'm saying?
Not particularly sure why people keep drawing him super buff in the fan art, but what you gonna do, I suppose. Alright, he's gonna lead with his overpowered Pikachu. True to form, I believe Pikachu was his highest level Pokemon back in the day. And yeah, sorry, Quick Attack's not really gonna do anything here, so I'm gonna get a boost off Stamina, and then I'm going to Earthquake the shit out of you!
Yeah, that tends to be a good modus operandi. I'm gonna look up his team super fast. If I can find it, because Red has a huge article on, you know, Bulbapedia here. That's Mount Silver. Okay, there we go. The battle tree. Alright, I have his team right here. I think that Pikachu is dead. Yeah, he is. He's about to send in Venusaur, Bulldoze, Leech Seed, Leaf Storm, and Sludge Bomb, because I legit keep forgetting that Venusaur is part poison. Because you always look at him, you look at his Pokemon card, and you go, oh, it's grass. But you completely forget about the poison part of it, you know?
Well, you're running on, like, friggin' trading card game rules there. I mean, the plant itself should give away that he's part poison. That thing looks like it came straight out of Jumanji.
And of course, Red, being a lucky guy who was also in, like, Pokemon Yellow, he has access to all of the starters. To begin with, you know, Venusaur, Blastoise, Charizard. He also has a Lapras, which, you know, again, you can get the free one back at Silph-Co, Pikachu, of course, and Snorlax, of all things. I always thought that was a really interesting addition to his team, because you can get that Snorlax, it was blocking, like, you have to go through, like, Diglett Tunnel to get around that Snorlax before you get the Pokeflute, right?
I think so, yeah. I thought it was a reference to the Orange Islands, but it is more likely just a reference to the old games, you know?
Snorlax didn't give me too much trouble. Like, really the main problem I had with Red the first time around was the fact that A, he jumped me, and B, I didn't have enough levels. So, once I finally got that out of the way, it was kind of a matter of matching up against him, trying to counter all of his guys. I was waiting for that Charizard, which was going to be the main problem, I think. I think I killed that with Voltecker. You would think that Snorlax would be able to tank pretty good. It can tank to a degree, but it has more special defense than it does have defense. So I brought in a Scalebound, and I just beat the fuck out of it with my, you know, Sky Uppercut over and over. And that one wasn't too bad. I would say the hardest guy that I had to fight out of his team probably was that Lapras, because it also has Ice Attacks, which was able to take advantage of, again, Scalebound and some of my other Pokemon. Other than that, if you've done this before on Pokemon Silver, it's pretty much the same. Just kind of make sure you got your type coverage, and you'll be doing fine.
Jesus, not the kanji for fire.
This Charizard, besides Fire Blast, it does not have 3 fire attacks, which I am personally surprised about, because that's how I always ran my Charizard.
Same.
It's got Fire Blast, Will-O-Wisp, which causes burns, Air Slash, which is flying, and Focus Blast, of all things, which is a fighting special move, as a reminder, which I believe does physical damage. Does damage, has a 10% chance of lowering the target's special defense by 1 stage. There we go.
You sound really fucking congested right
I'm
now.
sorry.
Right?
I'm sorry, man. You know, I can't just tell my body to stop being a snot, okay? It doesn't quite work that way.
Well, at least you're not snorting, you know, because that I can do without.
Yeah, you can't edit around the snorts, unfortunately.
Nice.
Yeah, just crack open that Lapras shell and get to the gooey center inside.
That's my favorite part of the Lapras. Oh, Jesus, it's wet.
Don't you love it when Lapras just like a huge jump in the air and totally rides the wave? That's just like a cool thing for it to do, considering the fact it's like, what, 1,000 fucking pounds? Let me look up the weight of that thing, actually.
I'm trying not to laugh at how much you sound like me, but it's really funny.
Lapras is female, strangely enough, 485 pounds. It is a fat bastard, and I know all about that, so it's totally okay.
I'm gonna power up, and then I'm gonna destroy you.
What does it sharpen its claws on? The ground? No, I don't think it's working.
Maybe it carries, I don't know, like a wetting stone with it? Who knows?
Well, I mean, it has God knows what underneath that cloak of its, okay? It could be carrying around a switchblade, which is probably how it cuts people all the time.
Yeah, probably.
No, it probably goes up to Pikachu, it's like, I'm gonna get your skin to replace my own, and it just flips out the switchblade.
Thankfully, Red and also Blue do not use healing items from what I recall. So you don't have to worry about, you know, getting his Pokemon down to the red and then having them, like, full restore. It didn't work like that.
Oh ho, you don't have to worry about Red getting down to the red. Yeah, okay.
No more, okay? I'm not putting up with this anymore. Thank God we only have 2 episodes left.
I'm not putting up with this anymore. You're finally out of the group after all this time.
Imagine if I was just like putting on a show for 8 years. Yeah, I play the long game.
This is my trump card. I was gonna kick you out at the last minute. Aren't I genius?
Oh yeah, here we go. Form the lightning bolt, baby.
Oh, why isn't Red good enough to have a Z-ring, I wonder? Maybe because he just came here, I don't know. He's presumably on vacation with Blue. Who, I'll be honest with you, Blue is not somebody I would hang out with on vacation, considering the fact they've been rivals for, like, years. Okay, well, they were originally. In, like, this alternate universe, maybe they're friends. I don't know. I can't tell you. I've never been to an alternate universe except that one time that we cannot talk about anymore.
Well, don't forget, Blue was humbled, so maybe he started to see Red in a different light, and they, grew to be friends again. Because weren't they friends as kids?
That's true. And then, like, Blue got a stick up his ass or something like that. I don't know. Oh, it's a far-fetched onion, that's why. And, something happened, and they started to hate each other for some reason. I don't know.
Farfetch'd used as a leek, by the way, not an onion.
It's some plant that he uses to hit people with, so you know what? He can do whatever the fuck he likes.
You know what? If Farfetch'd is going to carry around its own seasoning, it deserves to be endangered,
People eat Farfetch'd all the time, and I guess that makes me wonder if there are any other Pokemon that would be eaten normally, like Snorlax, He has a lot of succulent meat underneath all that fat. You gotta cut it to the butt.
You need to stop saying, like, succulent to describe fat people, okay? It's making me worried.
Sorry.
Oh, well, I've got an appointment. I'll talk to you later.
Well, no, he's paralyzed. Does it kick in? Oh, it does kick in. Huh, that's strange.
Okay, we are going to send out THD, yeah.
Last guy, I figure I will clean up after all of you people, like I always do.
Incorrect.
There, I did it. Oh, shit! No, me! Oh, no, I'm okay, actually. It turns out, just like in real life, I can resist that kind of thing.
And we're done here.
There, I did it. Give me a medal.
I was honestly expecting worse from Red, because I think he trounced me the first time I played, like, so badly it kicked me all the way back to the nearest Pokemon Center, which was, in the Sea Person's village. But thankfully, once you enter the Battle Tree area itself, when you meet Red and Blue, that counts as a warp point, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not going to be taking on the Battle Tree, because that's for competitive types, and I'm not competitive. I'm barely even casual, to be honest.
Yeah, I did it like once, and I got the shit kicked out of me at the very last minute by somebody's fucking Incineroar. So naturally, the first guy would bring out the Pokemon I had so much trouble with during the league. But the main benefit is, besides fighting all these competitive battles and things like that, you can team up with people, you can do double battles, shit like that. But the main thing is that when you do battles at the Battle Tree, you will earn... I'm sorry, who the fuck are you? I'm sorry, I got thrown off by his smugness for a minute there. But the thing is, when you do battles in the Battle Tree, you can earn BP, which you can use to buy competitive items from the 3 identical sisters that happen to be manning this booth over here, which is a good feat.
Oh, there's 3 of them! I'm seeing triple! 6 old ladies! Look at all these items that I just could not give less of a fuck about.
It also has an eject button in case you really want to give everybody an emergency exit, and choice bands, which you can only have one of, last time I checked.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Oh, items that allow tradable Pokemon to evolve.
That's pretty good. I'm gonna have to get a Scizor one of these days.
Electrizer, Magmarizer, Reapercloth. Reapercloth is for, Dusknoir, I believe.
I think it is. I'm gonna look that up because I actually have a Reaper Cloth and I have no idea what the fuck I'm supposed to do with it. So let me look really fast.
Well, if you were a Ghost type trainer, you would definitely run a Dusknoir, I think. And of course, we have Mega Stones here. All of them cost 64 BP. Too much in my opinion, but the perfect number otherwise.
Okay, so Reaper Cloth. Okay, it allows Dusclops to evolve into Dusknoir when traded. Okay.
The last thing we're going to be showing off here can be found at the Pokemon League. And, you may be the champion, but that doesn't mean no one else is going to try and take the crown from you. Now, don't worry, you can't actually, stop being the champion in any way, shape, or form. But there is a mode known as Title Defense, which allows you to take on certain special trainers again after you take out the Elite Four. Why do you have to go through the Elite Four again? I guess to just prove that you're still powerful enough to be the champion, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like, in the past, people would run the Elite Four again to get, like, money and things like that. And, of course, the champion would be the same thing time and time again. even after you've, defeated them all the first time. I actually really like this idea because it throws randomized final battles at you, which I think is a really good way to enhance the replayability if you're gonna go do the Elite Four again to grind like money, things like that. There's even unique trainers that you have not met before in this mode, as well as trainers you can fight at particular times. So I think it's a really good addition to the Elite Force business.
Well, technically it's not random. I think it does go in a set order. Like, you're always going to encounter one particular trainer first, and we'll see him in a little bit. But first things first, why are you wearing shorts in what seems to be an Arctic-like area of Alola?
Why are you wearing shorts in what seems to be an Arctic version of Alola over here?
Good question. I actually don't have an answer. It's far too late in the part to even consider thinking.
They don't exactly have a computer hooked up in the alien spaceship that they used for the Elite Four. So this man out here will just kind of tell you what happens. You kind of miss the fantastic little lighting effects that tend to happen as a result. So, I don't know. I think it's kind of lame, but that's just me.
Halt, who goes there? I'm the champion. Not in our books, you ain't fucker. You're gonna have to do this all over again.
No, look at my ID. Look, I stamped it in the book and everything. See, champion of Alola. You could have forged that. We know the tricks, dude. Yeah, so let's go inside and let's fight Yami, the King of Darkness, all over again. Because this this totally reminds me of the final area in Okami, where you go inside the damn spaceship and you fight all the bosses again, and then you fight Yami, the King of Darkness. I mean, you've played Okami, right?
No, I haven't, so thanks for spoiling that.
Ah, well, fuck. Now I just feel bad.
Fuck. That's all he has to say. Alright, let's sit on our throne and see who decides to come at the king. They best not miss.
It turns out to be Little Mac.
Close enough.
Yeah, he's little enough, I think it works out. Yeah, Hal will always be the guy you fight the first time you attempt the title defense. And then from there, it switches based on, day, order, things like that.
Play my theme and let's do this!
Well, let me get up out of my chair. I gotta set down my drink. Hold on. Oh yeah, I fucking love this theme, as I've said before. Oh, he's even got a new battle pose. There we go.
A simple smile, and now he's ready to bow. He's super serious, Hal. Let's go.
Alright, I'm gonna grab his team real fast, because it does differ a little, obviously, depending on the starter you pick. Not too much, though, so let's see. You chose Linton. Okay. Alright, I got his team here. It looks like he started off with, obviously, that damn Raichu that always gives me so much trouble, so there you go. Now, oh no, I lost track of my windows for a minute there. So yeah, that was handled pretty quickly. Thank you, Stallion, doing a better job than I tend to do.
Yeah, I bet he could handle multiple windows.
Okay, Komala is up next, and I'll just give you the rundown of his team now. He has that Raichu, obviously. Komala, that sleeping, koala thing. Vaporeon, since you picked Litten. It's supposed to be a counter to your Incineroar. He has a Crabominable for some reason. I don't know what convinced him to pick him up, but it certainly wasn't from me, because I told you how ugly that fucking thing looked anyway.
Well, we don't judge Pokemon on ugliness, we judge them on how cool they look, and I don't know, a Yeti crab is pretty cool in terms of sheer concept.
First off, ice cool. Secondly, even if it was supposed to be cool, it still looks ugly as shit. Now, if it was a cool-ass Yeti crab kind of thing, I'd be totally all over that, but for Crabominable, man, I don't even know what the hell they were attempting with that thing. I'm sorry, I simply cannot abide by that as the champion of Alola.
What if the crab was shiny? Would you like him then?
Actually, let me look up shiny Crabominable. I think, hopefully they have the image here.
Well, actually, I was just making a very unsubtle reference to Moana, which I watched for the first time the other day. I fucking loved it!
Oh, okay, well, I'm glad you liked it. I haven't actually seen it. I hear it's pretty good, but you know me, I don't watch movies in general, so there you go.
Movie night.
Yeah, maybe. And obviously his final Pokemon is Decidueye, which only has 3 attacks. For some reason. Spirit Shackle, Leaf Blade, and Smackdown. Let's leave the 4th one blank just in case you're gonna struggle on that one, you know what I'm saying?
Hal's playing mind games there. What will the 4th attack be? Surprise, it was nothing.
Turns out to be Metronome. And then he does Sun Steel Strike for some reason on you. I'm kind of surprised at the fact that since you're fighting on like a big platform in the sky, it doesn't like shake when you guys are fighting. Because clearly the loser can go topple over the side like Bowser would do in Super Mario 64, you know?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. One thing could have made this title defense mode better, and that's you never get off your throne. You command everything from that seat.
Dude, that's cool, but it also kind of looks evil. Like you're the evil mastermind of Alola. And you're just sitting there and you're letting them do... It's like when Giovanni, I think, like in the anime, like, didn't he control his Pokemon while he was sitting down and like petting his perch and he didn't even bother to get up? Yeah, that's evil, isn't it?
Well, you know, evil is as evil does. You're sitting down right now to this commentary. Are you evil?
That's hardly the same, though. Oh no, you're sitting down while taking your test. You must be evil, man. Jeez.
Well, you're trying to increase your knowledge, and knowledge can't be used for evil's sake.
Okay, I guess if you're talking semantics, sure.
Alright, let's take down his starter and truly feel good about ourselves. But while we do this, can you list off the other trainers we can expect to fight during the course of the title defense mode?
Oh god, let me just slap this together really fast. I know off the top of my head you can fight How, you can fight, Plumera, you can fight Haba, of all people. But I think that's for particular days of the week or something like that. Let me bring up the article here really fast. You can fight Gladion, of course. Hapu may challenge you. Kuki may also come back to fight you. Molayne, you know, that Steel-type former captain, may come on in. And Sophocles as well. And then there are two unique trainers. You fight Ryuki, who is a Dragon-type trainer. Supposedly he was supposed to represent the Dragon Trial. I don't know. Then here's my favorite. You can actually fight a youngster called Tristan, which I deliberately think is a reference, when you take it alongside youngster Joey, to be a reference to Joey and Tristan from Yu-Gi-Oh! I really do believe that's what they were trying to do.
Well, there's been weirder things in the Pokemon lore, I suppose. Well, goodbye Decidueye, and better luck next time, How. There is only one champion here, I'm afraid, and his name is Entom!
His name is THD, obviously. I think we'll have to settle that, good sir.
Meh. That's all I gotta say. Meh, I'm up to eat malasada.
It's hard to be strong when you're weak. You know, I'm like, oh god, how? I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to do that.
How can eyes be real if they're not real or whatever?
What? Just turn around and walk away.
Well, can't fault you for coming at me with your strongest team, I suppose. But, try not to cry on the way home, there's a good shot.
Yeah, you know, that's a nice thing to say to somebody you just kicked the shit out of. Congratulations, you made somebody feel sad. Good job.
This is literally the Q Ranger intro. You do realise we're watching the next episode after we're recording these last
Yes,
bars.
I know.
You're Shalucky!
Oh, I hate that guy so much.
He's a bit of an obnoxious cunt, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
Come on, where's THD? There he is!
I was involved and I did most of the work, as usual!
Do you want to back up that statement with, like, editing evidence and whatnot?
Well, no, I have you for that.
Yeah, I guess you did. Did in the past tense. Alright guys, we have another episode for you. I believe it should be coming up later today, where we're going to be looking at all the elemental, or, you know, type move, Z crystal moves, and so on, so we'll see you then.